Okay, I want to talk about Busboys, and we got some callers. We had Busboys that called in, and I'm gonna tap into my, you know what I'm saying. I was a busboy for probably 7 years. I busboyed a couple of places, couple times. I worked with a couple sisters one time over there at the first Mexican restaurant in our area, and these two girls named April and May. They were the chefs, and they were anytime you came back to get food or whatever, they got furious at you because they was doing some other shit or whatever, or smoking or whatever, and so yeah, you'd have to go out to the tables, and shit was late and shit like that, and people left or whatever. Anyway, they invited me to their house one day to party, asked me to bring some beer. I brought some beer over there, and a dog bit me, and everybody there drank all my beer, and I fucking had to leave early. But what else? I worked at Tucson, Arizona. I was a busboy down there. I was one of the first busboys to use creatine ever in the history of busing. I think I was one of the top 7 busboys south of Phoenix, probably for a little while. And I say that with my whole chest. I say that shit pure as day. I was out there, boy. I was out there. I was on the tables. Bread on 6, butter on 11, cleanup on 43, shit diaper. Some kid, they had a shit diaper over there. Some kid, they brought him in there. I don't even think they ate. They just brought the kid in there to shit in his diaper. And I fucking wrapped a towel around that bitch and sent him out. But I was doing it, bro. I was on the front lines of food use and dishware, dirty dishware. I was on the front lines of that shit, so I know the trenches. I know what it's like to go back there and have to look at the dishwasher, and you bring one more tub, and you love that motherfucker because he's in the heat, bro. The steam coming off that fucking the water hose spigot thing, he's blasting, bro. That motherfucker got shit hanging off his eyebrows and shit. He got pieces of fucking damp tortilla hanging out of his eyelashes, and that bitch is still back there blasting them bitches. Getting the platos limpio. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want to, and you can't even look him in the eye when you drop off that last bus tub. Damn, bro. That's the pain of a real busboy. Somebody who's got the tables and the trays and the tubs and the plates in their heart. When you know, bro, like, I can't bring this to my dog one more time. And sometimes I tab him out. I say, hey, man, like, we a tag team, bro. You know? It's like the World Washing Federation, bro. The WWF. Let me limpio a tub for you, daddy. Get out there and get you a cigarette. And then sometimes he'd have a little pocket of camarones or something on shrimps. And he'd get out there and eat them bitches by himself. Just to rebuild his conscience and stuff so he could get back. I mean, that's a Vietnam right there for some people. So shout out to all the dishwashers too, man. And that last tub, sorry we brought it in there, bro. We know how it felt. But we all had to get the job done. All right, now let's get to some calls from some busboys. Some players that been in the game. Boy, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go, bro. And look, I want other busboys to call in. Some of these are good, and so I want some other busboys to call in too and hit the hotline. I like to throw these in from time to time just to respect the culture and keep it going. The hotline, as always, is 985-664-9503, or you can go to the website, theovon.com. There's a place you can send a video on there as well if you want to send a video version of you, and we can put that in the show. So those are the two ways where you can get in touch and communicate. As well, if something's going on in your life and it's big or small, or if you just want to say something, or if you're scared about something, you want to get it off your chest. If there's something that you feel like me bringing up on here could be of help or service, I'm going to try to do a better job of doing more solo episodes. It's been hard for me. For some reason, doing solos, it takes a lot of stress. It creates a lot of stress in me. I don't know what it is. It could just be what's going on right now and just the busyness of life. I don't know. It used to be a little easier for me, you know. Have you tried the green chilies? but it's just gotten tougher over the years. And so, but maybe that will change. But yeah, I do want to be able to continue to have just more of a personal relationship, and maybe that's something that I need to pray about and can pray about. So anyway, love you guys. The hotline 985-664-9503. Let's get to some calls.
Hey, Theo, this is Jacob from Cincinnati area.
What's up, Jacob? Nice to hear from you. Sorry you guys just lost Trey Hendricks in there. I saw that. But blessings onward, baby.
I saw your Instagram story talking about busboys. So I used to be a busboy back in high school.
Thank you for your service, brother.
My sophomore and my junior year at a pretty high-end restaurant. And I think the craziest thing that happened to me there, well, I saw some tits once, but that's not,
that's normal shit, bro. That's street shit. You could see a tit anywhere, bro. Close your eyes, open them bitches. Might see one. Onward.
I don't know, man. I'm more of a butt guy myself, but.
Bro, a butt is just a big tits on the back, bro, with no nipples, with no milk in them. That's all a butt is. Let's hear it.
This one day I was working, and I agreed at this table, and this lady was mad. She's like, "Can I have a lobster bisque?" I said, "Yeah, let me grab my waitress real quick." And she started ripping my ass. She's like, "You don't need to go tell her this and tell her that. Just go get me the lobster bisque." And I was like, all right. Well, some time goes by, and she gets up to go to the restroom. So I go over there to check on the brother. And he says, "Hey, man, how old are you?" I said, "I'm 16, sir." He's like, "Oh, never mind." I said, "Well, why do you ask?" He said, "Oh, my wife loves redheads." I forgot to mention I'm a ginger. But I'm assuming that he wanted me to have sex with his wife in front of him. And, I don't think I would have done it. Maybe for the right price and shit. But yeah. Anyways, Theo, I love you, man.
Love you too, brother. Praise God. And you almost got sex trafficked or whatever there by an urban couple. And that's the kind of shit that's happening, bro. When you at high end shit, anything could happen, bro. You might get sex trafficked or whatever. When you at a low end place, where if you at if you working at a Subway or something like that, or more of like a lower tier fast, you're lucky if somebody tries to touch your ass or whatever or something. Or somebody tries to fucking put their hand in your pants real fast and pull it out and get a quick sniff of your dick, boy. But if you at a high-end place, you might actually get trafficked, Not some fucking hand-sniffing dick monkey over there trying to rub on you or whatever. But what I'm saying is this, dude. Yeah, they wanted that ginger, boy. They wanted that fucking little firework. You feel me? They wanted that fucking spicy candle. But that's okay, bro. That's the kind of shit. When you work high-end shit, you at least get job opportunities, bro. I always tell my friends, if you're working in a high-end place, you might get a job opportunity, bro. Hey, bro, thanks for your service, bro, type shit. We out, boy. BLM, dude. GLM, too. Kinda. All right, let's hear this.
Hey, what's up, Theo? Love from New Jersey. This is Charlie. I was a busboy at my brother's steakhouse, and the best part about being a busboy is you can be fed. You got a lot of food in the back there, so you can snag on the food. And, being a busboy might not be the best job, but be the best busboy you can be.
Bro, what are you, fucking Richard Nixon or something? Dude, we're just trying to freaking clean up the tables, twin. You feel me, dog? But I got you. But you don't always get food in the back, dude. I worked at this one place and they would have soup, but we could only eat it when it was really hot, bro. If the shit got too kind of cooled off, the dude wouldn't let us eat it. So he liked watching kids eat that hot soup or whatever. That guy was maybe a pedophile or whatever. But we didn't know him that good. We was employees, But yeah, I feel you. You worked at your brother's steakhouse and you got fed, bro? It sounded like you was just over there hanging out, boy. That's fucking gentrification, bro. All right, let's take another call here.
Hey, Theo. This is Ryan. So I used to bus tables at this seafood place, and there's this old guy who came in all the time. We're talking in late 70s, quiet, always sat at the same two-top by the window. Every single visit, he ordered the same thing, a dozen raw oysters and iced tea. Now, if you ever been a busboy, you know the rule nobody says out loud. You know, if a table leaves and there's food that looks untouched, you know, it's fair game.
Yeah, you can have a little.
So the guy finishes up, pays, leaves, and goes over, and, you know, I go over to clear the table. And there's still a couple oysters there still sitting in the shelves, and they look perfect.
Oh, bro, them bitches don't look perfect, bro. Going near somebody else's oysters, dude, that's crazy, bro. Let's hear it.
Lemon wedge, cocktail sauce, the whole setup. Honestly, looked like he barely touched them.
Oh, bro. Dog, I don't care if somebody even just a little bit touched an oyster, bro. I ain't even showing up at that thing. Now, a scallop, bro. A scallop is just a fucking big gay oyster, bro. It's just basically like a bear in the gay community or whatever. But amongst shellfish. Let's hear more. Scallops, they suck.
And I'm hungry. I've been running around for like 6 hours. So I look around the dining room real quick. Nobody's paying attention. I grab one of the oysters, hit it with a little lemon, and just slurp it right down there while I'm clearing the plates. A couple minutes later, I'm back in the kitchen, and one of the servers goes, "Hey, did you clear that old guy's oysters table?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Did he do his weird thing again?" Now, I'm already nervous, and I'm like, "What weird thing?" And she goes, "Oh, he doesn't actually eat them. He just sucks on them for the flavor and spits them back in the shell." Man, when I tell you, the entire kitchen turned and looked at me, because by that point, the oyster was long gone. The dishwasher just starts laughing and goes, "Bro, you ate a secondhand oyster." And the worst part about it was just everybody knew this guy did that. Like, it was just a known thing about him. Nobody told nobody told me this. So that's the day I learned an important restaurant rule. If a food's still sitting on a customer's plate, there's probably a reason.
Bruh, you can't be eating nobody's oyster like that, bruh. Damn, bruh. I can't even imagine that. Oh, it makes my fucking lungs hurt right now hearing you say that, you bastard. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I just don't understand why you would do that. God. Bro, that's bad, dog. My buddy used to be like that, boy. My boy Josh, we used to work over there at Morton's Seafood over there on the Chafuncta River down there in Louisiana, Madisonville. And we were bus boys back there and shit, and we was always like trying to finish off a little bit of food or that. And sometimes the shrimps, I didn't notice, the shrimps, if somebody eats a peeled shrimp, sometimes a little bit gets kind of kept down by the tail over there. And he would peel off that last little outside part and just get that last bit of snack off that thing, boy. He was like that, though. He was like that, bro. He got his GED. Let's hear another call on it.
Yo, Theo, this is Jackson. I got a crazy story for you. I was a busboy at the worst Denny's you could possibly imagine.
Oh, which one was it? Every single one? Let's hear more.
I'm talking like just people throwing stuff everywhere. It was a mess.
We know who you're talking about when you say people as well, but let's hear more.
But this one time, this whole group of people, 15 people came in. They seemed nice. They seemed real nice. Apparently it was a graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the boys just graduated, and the rest of the guys were very happy. They decided that they were going to order the all-you-can-eat pancakes, just one of them. And I had to explain to 15, 17-year-olds that you can't buy just one all-you-can-eat pancakes. You got to buy 15 all-you-can-eat pancakes. Let's just say they beat my ass, and I had to give them all-you-can-eat pancakes.
I don't even believe that story. They beat your ass at a Denny's. But first of all, that might be true. Nobody would even notice. But you just gave them all you can eat pancakes? I don't even believe that. Thank you for the call. Do you believe that, Trevin?
I mean, shit happens at Denny's, bro.
They beat his ass and then he continued to work for the day?
Tears in his eyes.
I don't know. I appreciate the call, Jackson. I just do not believe it. Is it wrong for me to say that, Trevin?
No, I mean, it's a fair assumption.
Okay. And I'm sorry you got hurt if you did get hurt. But I don't think you did. All right.
Theo, my brother, I used to be a busboy / kind of barback for this steakhouse in Nashville. And I worked there for like, I don't know, a year and a half. And basically I would just kind of pick up dishes from the table sometimes and, you know, cut fruit for the bartenders and stuff. But I would clock in at like 3:30 in the afternoon and I would leave at like 10:30 at night. And I maybe worked, I maybe did 2 hours of work while I was there. And so after about a year and a half of working there, the manager pulls me into the office one day and he goes, "Hey man, we're going to eliminate your position. We don't really think that we need a barback." And I said, "You don't." I wasn't even mad. I was like, "Yeah, I was like, I've been working here for a year and a half and I don't really know what I do, to be totally honest with you. And I've always imagined that that's what it would be like to work for the federal government." So, yeah, that was my experience.
Amen, man. That's from a guy, Ethan Anderson. Thank you, bro. Yeah, dude, I agree. I mean, they just voted to let perverts keep spending money out of a slush fund or whatever, the government. Our government has sold us up the river, brother. So I'm just glad that you had a job even for a little bit. That'll be it. One day we'll be in a museum, even if you had a job just for a week or something. And be like, "Oh, tell us about what it was like." There'll be 3 people left. That's great, man. That's great stuff, bro. I said, you don't. All right. Let's see what else we got here. There's a great one too that I'm gonna play after this.
I've been a busboy on and off for a while. Currently on.
Type shit, big dog. Stay in the game, bro. Stay in the freaking game, dude. Just wear knee braces or whatever if things are getting bad. Stay in the game.
But the wildest story I had was probably I was working at P.F. Chang's and I found someone's panties under the table and I had to get to the back of the kitchen. But, yep. Thank you.
You had to give them to the back of the kitchen for what, huh? What did they want them? Some perv back there huffing on them bitches, boy. Ugh, been there, Daddy. We've all been there, huh? To be young. Hey, Patty. Have you tried the green chili? All right, let's get one more here. Yeah, dude, the things you'd find under the table, bro. I found a molar under one table one time. We had a dude left his buddy's ashes or whatever from a fire, death burning thing or whatever, funerals. Trying to think. Yeah, panties or whatever, bro. And if that's at P.F. Chang's you was at, that shit's popping, though. P.F. Chang's was nice, though. At a certain time, bro, that shit was nice. All right, let's get one more here. I love this one. I think we'll probably finish on this one for now. We'll see. And we might do some more next week, next time we do a solo. I like this. I like kind of seeing what kind of people were doing what. Bus boys, tell me about it. Bus girls, who was out there. Now, we didn't have a lot of bus girls, bro. The busboys had to try to flirt with the hostesses, but we were kind of too low class for them. So really the waiters got the hostesses really to date them. So busboys was always out. That was the thing about being busboys. You were always on your own, bro. You were always this outsider group. You weren't really the kitchen. They didn't respect you to cook. They respected you to carry the food from the cook to the table. That was it. They respected you to have the food for about 7 or 8 seconds. That's as much respect as they gave you when you was a busboy. They didn't respect you to cook it. They didn't respect none of that shit. They didn't respect you. They said for 7 seconds you could carry this over there. That's how amount of respect they have for you. Onward. Here's a call right here. It's from Jason V.
Hi, Theo. I used to be a busboy at a couple different restaurants. The first restaurant was the Burger Bar in Stockbridge, Michigan. It was owned by my Uncle Danny, who was a Vietnam War veteran. He loved Asian women. He used to tell me growing up all the time, he's like, Get you an Oriental woman, Jason. They cook, they clean, they don't talk back. He owned the burger bar, and I worked with him, and the manager of the burger bar was my mom. So I worked with my mom. Uncle Danny was the owner, and my mom was the manager. And my mom had a relationship with her first cousin, Steve. That was the son of my Uncle Danny. And Steve was in the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, and his road name was Pushrod. And I eventually got out of that environment, and I grew up, and I got my own car, and I became a busboy at the Ground Round in Jackson, Michigan.
Round.
I worked a few days a week there, and I worked on kids' night, which was Tuesday night, and they used to have this clown come in, and this clown was named Plinko. Plinko was in his fucking late 40s or 50s or some shit. And he was named after that Price is Right game because he and his mom were like really close and she fucking died of cancer or some shit. And he just called himself Plinko the Clown. Plinko didn't have a driver's license. I don't know if Plinko was ever legal to drive in the state of Michigan. And I used to have to pick him up for work. My boss would give me like an extra $20 if I would pick up Plinko, and I formed a relationship with him. He would buy me booze all the fucking time. He would let me smoke cigarettes, and I would pick him up, and he'd put his clown makeup on as we were driving to the Ground Round, and he would basically, I don't think the Ground Round paid Plinko. I think they paid him in fucking alcohol because he would just get fucking hammered, and he would make these kids like these fucked up balloon animals, like not even balloon animals, like balloon items. Like he had like a fucking hatchet he would make and like a balloon machine gun, and he would just be sitting in the back as I was bussing tables, and he would be drinking, and he would be like, I fucking hate kids. And I gave Plinko a ride home, and after I quit the Ground Round, Plinko actually hooked me up with this dude that he was friends with, and his name was Detroit Rick. And we used to sell cable to scramblers out of the back of Detroit Rick.
Oh, yeah, cable to scramblers, dude. That shit was hype. Big industry. Onward.
Van. It was like a cash-only thing. I made a lot of money. Then after that, I joined the Army National Guard, and I became a recruiter for the National Guard. I hope this information helps. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, Jason V. That's, dude, that is, thank you, bro. Thank you. I was losing hope in humanity and in myself, and you just restored it with a good story. I appreciate that. Sometimes that's all we need, you know? Yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you for your service, Jason V, and for your service as an Army National Guardsman. That's it. That's it for today. Happy St. Patrick's Day. You know, try the green chilies. Try them on St. Patty's Day. Try them for St. Patty's. Put them in your St. Patty's food. That's a green additive. What else? That's about it. You know, hang in there. We'll keep our heads up. We keep doing our best. We live to fight another day. Busboysmovie.com. That's where you can go get a ticket if you like. Busboysmovie.com. Yeah.